What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Visual-Verse. It is your host, Ayande Joseph, and today we are talking about probably one of my favorite movies of all time. It is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, this was the first kind of cartoonish movie that Sony released ever. And to be fair, I think it's probably one of the best movies they've ever released, superhero movies that is. Specifically Spider-Man. I mean, when we look at all the other Spider-Man movies, yes, they hit, but this one had a new and unique flavor. Not including its sequel, Across the Spider-Verse, which is my favorite superhero movie ever. I think that Into the Spider-Verse really made a great introduction into this new world. And what this new world is, it's the comic book world of movies. In my opinion, we've never seen animation like this before. I mean, usually animation strives to make everything as realistic as possible, but yet Into the Spider-Verse deviated from that path and defined its own narrative, which I think is what makes it so appealing to me. On this channel, I've said many times that my favorite superhero is Black Panther and Miles Morales, and this being the first time that Miles Morales got to shine brightly, and shine brightly did he, I think that is one of the reasons why it is easily one of my favorite movies ever. I mean, the story is just peak and so well crafted. The idea to have the multiverse, the way in which they crafted the multiverse was actually excellent in this movie. I love how for the first movie they didn't overwhelm us and kind of gave us a few characters to go off of. That's Spider-Ham, that's Peter Parker, that's Petty Parker, and Spider-Noir. And I think just having a handful of these characters didn't overload us, which we did get in the second movie, but that was timed perfectly because we had a slight introduction to it already. Anyways, based off of the 5 Spider-Man that they kind of put into this movie, they did a great job of blending ethnicities, genders, and just overall personalities, which made it perfect for everyone. I think that this movie catered to anyone. One of the best things about having so many different Spider people is that you have a better option to see yourself in them. For me, I'm lucky that I can see myself in Miles Morales as a young African American man just trying to make his way and find out who I am in this world. And it's beautiful that this is really a whole growing up story from Miles Morales that we've seen before in other Spider-Man, but yet this one is a new light. He has both of his parents. I think that this kind of switch up makes for a great storyline that gives us something refreshing, but builds upon that old Spider-Man story that we're so used to. Something that makes this really cool is that we also get to explore a villain that we haven't seen too much of in the Marvel Universe. Yes, Kingpin is the main antagonist in the Daredevil series, but we have to admit, I haven't personally seen it. I think that most of the Marvel fans have not seen it either. So it was really cool because he's a scary villain. I mean, when he cooks the original Peter Parker in the beginning scenes, it's kind of crazy, you're taken back, but it shows the high stakes of the movie. I mean, personally, my own philosophy is that you have to have at least 1 or 2 deaths in a movie in order to really drive home the narrative of the villain and instill fear in the audience. I think that if you allow the protagonist to have too much free run without anyone being taken out, it doesn't really give you that feeling of, oh no, the protagonist could die. You know, you have the feeling that the protagonist is invincible. Shout out Invincible. Moving forward, this story is just so good, fun, and engaging. I think another good thing is that it can cater to all ages. You know, it's not meant for just children, but also adults can find it, teenagers such as myself, and even, I think, the younger generation who's starting to learn more Marvel. It can cater to everyone. It's not crazy violent, it has good action scenes, and it has beautiful dialogue. Personally, I think that the casting was A+. Shameik Moore does an insane job of Miles Morales. Even though he is a lot older than the character is in real life, it really didn't feel that way in the movie. Haley Steinfeld always does a great job. And then shout out the character of Peter B. Parker. I forget his name, but he was also in one of my favorite TV shows, New Girl, and he kills it. I mean, it really did set up perfectly the sequel and the third movie that's coming shortly, hopefully, and so I can say it's easily one of my favorite movies. Please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I will see you next time.